Hi, it's me, Bianca Armstrong again. And yeah, as like I said before, I promise you another Dragon Quest XI S video of another part I like about in Act 3. And it's actually one of my favorite parts because if we're, excuse me, if you're noticing, we're in a field of wildflowers and dandelions. And we're close by to one of my favorite areas in the game, Porta Valor. And once you go through with it, you start another side quest, and it's actually one of my favorite ones because it focuses on two of my favorite characters in the game. So what happens if you go in? This happens.
Puerto Valor. I have fond memories of this city. I trained here under Don Rodrigo. It has changed little over the years. This place made me the knight I am today. The training was rigorous and the conditions harsh. But Don Rodrigo was a fine teacher and a fine man.
Okay, darlings, you have fun now. I need to go and powder my horse. Ciao for now.
Sylvando, wait. You are Don Rodrigo's son, Norberto. I have long suspected as much.
You found out my little secret, huh? Nice work, Inspector Hendrik. I guess I should be flattered you even remember me from back then.
Why? I do not understand. Why would such a diligent boy, one so committed to the knightly cause, abandon it so utterly? Your father must surely disapprove. This is why you are leaving, correct? You mean to avoid him? At a time like this, you would put your personal concerns over those of your companions? Erdwin's lantern hangs low in the sky. Our world is in danger. If we are to have a hope of overcoming what awaits us, we will need your father's wisdom and experience. You will need it.
Okay, you're right, I guess. Papi does have a trick or two I always wanted him to teach me. Now's probably the time. I've made up my mind, darling. I'm going to face my papi. But I can't walk into that room alone. Will you come with me?
Yes!
I knew you wouldn't let me down. All right? Prepare for a heartwarming scene of reconciliation.
If you say no to Sylvana, you said not funny, honey. But yeah. This will be a timeline where Sylvano hasn't met his dad yet. Because in the other timeline, he has, because of he had help that gave him inspiration. It's basically between Da and Sun. Yes, those are those two names. The one that live in Phenomenon. It's because on the other timeline, Sylvano was trying to help this boy get that item back that was belonged to his deceased mother. And then they had to fight this dragon named Abereth. Then Sylvano does one of my favorite moments in gaming that I fucking love. But yeah, it's because of Da and Sun, Sylvano had the courage to meet his father. And then all of a sudden Hendrik knows, because when he said when Sylvano said he's going to meet his dad in Porta Valor, Hendrik knows about the place. And then he further expects Sylvano, only to realize that's, of course, Roberto Rodrigo, Sylvano's son. Yes. And Don Rodrigo, yeah, is the father of Sylvano, aka Roberto. And it has one of my favorite reactions for Hendrik because it's so fucking hilarious. So yeah, with enough encouragement we gave to him, Sylvano has the strength to see his father. and it was a nice heartwarming reunion. But in this new timeline, the parade thing, the whole dawn sun thing doesn't exist, and it bums me out. So this is a different timeline where, you know, the parade's not there, and it's a different approach how Sylvando meets his dad. It's all true. I was born and raised in Puerto Valor. I wasn't trying to keep it a secret, though. I promise. I just never thought to mention it. Anyway, it seems it's finally time to pay my papi once again. If anyone can help us get rid of that horrible dark star, it's him. True, I'm a little nervous. Papi is a world-famous knight, after all. But fears were made to be faced, honey. Come on, let's go to the mansion on the edge of town. This is where it all began for the great Sylvando.
A word, if you please.
Trained here under Don Rodrigo, and excuse me, and Norberto, forgive me, Sylvando was my fellow student. He has changed a great deal since I last saw him, of course. It is a little wonder it took me such a long time to work it out. There was always something strangely familiar about him, however. I felt as though I have always known him somehow. Well, it's because you were, like I said before, they're both trained under Don Rodrigo, and yeah, that's how these two first met.
Maybe.
Well, this clears things up. If Sylvando is from Puerto Valor, it makes sense that he would have encountered Hendrik. This place has always been strong links with Heliodor. And to think Don Rodrigo is his father. I hope the two of them can resolve their differences. They could teach us a lot, I'm sure of it. I heard something about the grapevine about Don Rodrigo's son, Norberto, growing AWOL. But now it turns out he's none other than our Sylvando. That was a long time ago now, though. I say Hendrik did well to work out who Syl really was. Sylvando and Hendrik are old pals? Wow, I didn't really see that one coming. And that's not all. The big news is that Sylvando's real name is Norberto. I can see why you chose to change that. Well, now that we know that Sylvando comes from, his past was always shrouded in mystery. So it's nice to finally learn the truth. I did wonder where he had learned to handle a sword and ride a horse like that. And he's always had a really chivalrous side, hasn't he? Suddenly all makes sense. Bah! Why didn't Sylvando tell us he knew Hendrik? Doesn't he know that it's mean to keep secrets? You didn't look surprised at all though, Mr. Rex. It's almost like you knew from the start. Oh, of course I did. Anyway, so we're going to meet Don Rodrigo. And yeah, another thing I also figured out is that what happened to his wife. Well, that's all it's all heard in, of course, in the Japanese radio drama in Dragon Quest XI's, where it tells the origins of Sylvando, how he wanted to become a circus and why he left and started arguing with his dad. It's another radio drama event that's only in the Japanese version. And yes, someone I know from Twitter has fully translated to English, and when I read it for the first time, let's just say my heart was moved, and I was also crying in tears knowing the whole story about why Sylvando became a famous circus performer and everything. Anyway, we're here, so I better shut my mouth.
Hi, puppy.
Caramba! Norberto, you dare to show your face in my presence. And you have come to tell me something, see?
I'm sorry, puppy. Sorry. So sorry.
Sorry? What are you apologizing for? Foolish boy.
Huh?
You have become the knight in smiling armor you spoke of, see? You have made the whole world happy.
Not yet, Papi.
Then why are you here, hmm? Why did you come back if you have not yet done as you promised? You promised you would do this, Norberto. You gave your word. I did not raise you to be a failure. How dare you come to me and...
Papi!
Damn you, boy. If I were younger, I would put you over my knee. What kind of a knight makes an oath and does not fulfill it?
Wait. Papi, did you say... knight? You still think of me as one? You have no idea how... Oh, thank you, Papi! Thank you! I guess it wasn't very knightly of me to come back before I'd fulfilled my promise, huh? But I had a good reason.
Erdwin's lantern, see? Yes. Great evil is afoot. I feel it.
I feel it too, Papi. We all do. And how can I make people happy if that thing is up there making their lives miserable? It's impossible. Which is why I'm going to do something about it. Only then can I fulfill my vow and make all the people of the world smile again. But there's just one teensy-weensy little thing we need to ask you. We want you to help us.
Don Rodrigo, an ill wind blows through the world. We would call upon your wisdom. We would ask for your aid in banishing the darkness.
You walk in here after all these years and start asking favors before you even say hello, Hendrik. As clumsy as ever, I see. Very well. You shall have my aid. If I can help you to erase the dark star from the sky, I will.
Oh, Papi! Really?
Como no, Norberto, of course. A knight serves the weak untiringly. Even if they are his son and his former pupil. I have just the thing to toughen you two up. A great trial that has tested the skills of knights across the generations.
A great trial, Don Rodrigo. For you to call it such, it must be a test indeed.
Oh, it is. You have been to Heliodor, see? Then you know the King's Barrow. 2 golden giants dwell in its darkest depths. You will defeat them. But mere victory will not suffice, no. You must show true unity, true chivalry. You must perform the executioner together. And with it strike the final blow. If you succeed, you will be rewarded with one of the most powerful weapons ever created. With that weapon to aid you, not even the greatest of evils will stand in your way.
Oh my! That sounds like quite a prize. Very well, Papi. Challenge accepted.
You always did have enthusiasm to spare, Norberto. I hope it will be enough. I will open the King's Barrow for you. After that, you're on your own.
Alright, so we're gonna head to the Kingsborough. If you remember where that is, I'll show you. I'm sorry. My Spanish is kind of bad. Mi corriendo Norberto, my dear boy. It is so wonderful to see you again. I have been waiting so long for your team's return. And although he may not show it, I know that Don Enrico also feels the same. It is a pleasure to be able to welcome you home, Señorito. It is a shame you must leave for the Kingsborough so soon after arriving. Please be careful there. I fear it is a very dangerous place. Muy peligroso, I don't know. Still, I am certain that you shall return triumphant. Be sure to come and see when you do so, por favor. There is something I would like to give you. Ah, I see. Well, we'll be back once we succeed. Senor Norberto, I heard that you are take the trial of the Kingsborough. I'm sure it will be a very difficult, but I wish you good luck. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Sorry, like I said, my Spanish is kind of bad. Yes, I'm part Mexican because of my mother's side.
How wonderful!
I didn't speak to my papi for so many years, but that's behind us now. I feel I can understand him much better, and it's all thanks to you. What's more, Henry and I get to team up and take on the Golden Giants. Personally, I can't wait. It sounds like a scream. Now, we need to head to the Kingsborough to the east of Heliodor. You just watch, honey. Those giants won't know what hit them. Yes.
I must speak with you.
I have heard tales of the legendary trials undergone by the Knights of Port of Valor. Now it seems it's my turn to join them. I will not do this alone, however. Silvano and I shall join forces and do battle with whatever foes awaits us in the Kingsborough. Let us take this trial and claim the mighty weapon of which Don Rodrigo spoke. And let us hope it shall give us the power to rid the world of the Dark Star. Don Rodrigo is a classic old-fashioned knight, but you could tell how happy he was to see his son again, even if he did try to hide it. It was so nice to witness their reunion. All those years spent apart just felt falling away. I sincerely hope that the same thing happens with my father. Don Rodrigo is an impressive fellow, all right. There aren't many knights like that left, and now he's put that wee misunderstanding with our Silvano behind him. We got him on our side. Right, it is time to find out more about this mighty weapon he mentioned. If that's what we need to get rid of that Dark Star, we better get our hands on it, and fast!
You know,
I never knew my old man, but I know how important it is to be on good terms with your father. I'm glad Silvano and Don Rodrigo managed to put the past behind them. Never mind that now, though. We got a trial to do. We're heading to the Kingsborough, right? Hey, remember when we sneaked in there to recover my orb? Ah, those were the days.
Oh.
It's so sad. It looks like Silvano and his father weren't on speaking terms for years. Once they actually spoke, though, they sorted everything out in no time. That's families for you.
Did you want to talk to me?
Rodrigo really couldn't be more different from his son. He's much more traditional. It makes me wonder what Silvano's mother was like. Oh, God. Now you had to hurt me. I mean, now that hurts. Serena, let's just say Silvano's mom was wonderful, fabulous, sweet, gentle, and caring, and very loving too. Also, if you want to know Silvano's mother, her name is Gilberta. And if you look behind them, that's the portrait of Silvano's mom. Yes, that portrait right there behind them, that's Silvano's mom, Gilberta Rodrigo. And basically, I'm gonna make this short about her. She's basically a sweetheart who was born in Sidequest, as I think I remember. And she is a entertainer, and she also is a very, very sweetheart too. And she first met Don Rodrigo when, if you remember from Silvano's part of the story, on the start of Act 2, she led a parade to help the people to get to safety just before she disappeared. She fell in love with a famous knight, which is also, of course, Don Rodrigo, and she decided to spend the rest of her life with him and gave birth to Sylvando, aka Noborto. What happened to her is actually sad. She died from a tragic illness that could not be treated away immediately. Her last words to Don were to take care of their son and hope that he has a happy future filled with love and promises. But yeah, that's where you know about her a bit, especially from the radio drama about this game. It tells about that Gilberto is actually a circus performer too, just like Sylvando. And she had a circus name whenever she's on stage. She calls herself Sylvia or Silva on stage, which is actually an interesting thing because in the Japanese version of Dragon Quest XI, Sylvando's name in Japanese is Silva or Sylvia, which is basically like a bit of a feminine name. But then again, because Sylvando's personality is kind of feminine-like, so it's actually some kind of like a bit of a cutie I don't know. I can't say it. It's just I'm bad at pronouncing nations. All I know is Sylvando's a sweetheart, and he's a kind soul, and that's another interesting thing. The reason why he calls himself Sylvando is because of his mom, because on stage she's called Silva. So Norberto called himself Sylvando as a hidden name to disguise himself whenever he goes outside away from the mansion. Because if you heard the radio drama, he had a friend who has a disease, and Sylvando was trying his best to help his friend. I'm trying my best to remember that because it's one of my favorite parts of the stories of the prequel of this game, but my memory is kind of fuzzy. So anyway, we're supposed to head to the King's Barrow. So we had to head to the Emerald Coast to get there. And also, if you're wondering how Sylvando learned how to become a circus performer, it's because he met this interesting woman who is the greatest circus performer in the world before Sylvando was born. Her name was Madame Rose, and she was, let's say, a wonderful entertainer. She's very beautiful and very talented, and she's what helped train Sylvando to become the greatest circus performer in the world. I wish I figured out how Madame Rose looked like, because all I remember is that I only show her as a silhouette of her. I can imagine she'd be very beautiful and very elegant. But yeah, she's the one that what trained Sylvando to what he is today. Because ever since when Sylvando's friend died, he was sad that, he lost his friend, but he helped him to make him smile. Because before he died, when he died, he said he was smiling even when he was facing death. That's because he knew he had a happy life in the end. It's because Sylvando helped him to gain his smile back. So Sylvando chose to become an entertainer extraordinaire, for not just to become famous, but to make people happy, to shine light of hope to everyone, to bring back their smiles. That's why Sylvando chose to become a circus performer. And also the reason why Sylvando argued with his dad is because, well, he wanted to help his friend and to become a circus performer. Well, of course, if you remember from the game, they had a terrible argument. And Sylvando knew he doesn't want to sit there and do nothing. He wants to help his friend. I forgot his friend's name because, it's complicated. But I do know one thing. Right after the argument, the one that helped him to continue on his path was Cervantes himself. Yes, Cervantes was the one who helped Sylvando to tell him, "Go, I will not hold you back. Do what's right for you and what follows your heart." So yeah, Cervantes was the one who helped Sylvando to do what he does. Even though he's gonna take the punishment, Cervantes wants to see Cervantes wants to see Sylvando happy, to persevere his hopes and dreams. Anyway, we're here, so let's see if anything different.
Let's have a nice little chat.
Okay, here we are. Okay, darling. We know what we got to do. First, defeat the golden giants who dwell in the darkest depths of this dingy old place. Just having us beat them would be too easy for Papi, of course. We had to finish them off by performing Executioner together. Now don't worry, Rex. I remember my training. Executioner is a combination of Metal Slash and Hatchet Man. I'll take care of the first one and leave the second one to Hendrik. Of course, there's no point in even attempting the threat unless we mastered those moves. So let's make sure we're fully rehearsed and ready before the show begins.
Listen.
Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, for Hendrik.
Hey!
Ah, here we go. Eric's is different. I always thought this was an impressive spot. It really looks like the kind of place knights would use for trials, you know? Being here is always going to bring back memories of us coming here to claim my orb, though. It feels like a million years now. It feels like a million years ago now, doesn't it? Yes.
You wanted to speak to me?
I have known about the Kingsborough since I was a girl, but I had no idea that knights used it for their training. It seems that only those in the know can train here. It's sealed off from prying eyes. I suppose it's an honor to have it open for us.
Let's have a nice wee chat, shall we?
Now here's an intriguing old building I'd like to do a wee bit of research into. I heard rumors that knights train here, but no one really knows who built it first. I'll have to do some digging to my arteries when I have the time. Excuse me?
Oh, hello.
Tamariku said he would make sure the Kingsborough was open for us, didn't he? They don't let just anyone do this trial. Let's make sure we're ready as we can be. A dusty old place like this is bound to have treasure hidden here somewhere. I can't wait to see what great weapon Sylvando's dad was talking about. But this isn't your first time here, is it, Rex? Well, I'm gonna let you lead the way. Just make sure you don't get us lost, you hear? Don't worry, I won't. Yeah, so basically, chosen knights train here in this place to hone them skills. So basically, we gotta go to the deepest depths of this place to get started on the training. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. On the last video I did about Hendrik's Sidequest, after when you finish it, you get this cool looking armor Hendrik is wearing right now. And it's called the Twin Eagle armor. But since I have it on the alternate file, I also have a second one, so yeah. LOL. Basically, it says, amazing armor forged in the fires of unfailing fellowship that can counteract curses and banish bewilderments. Yeah. So this is what it has. And we're gonna continue right now. Now you're wondering why I have Sylvando, Hendrik, Veronica, and Serena in my party. Oh, it's because it's something very important we're gonna do. And I need these two girls to support these two knights. And like I said before, I cut off the music for this game, so later on when this video is finished, I'm going to add custom music for this to make it more interesting. Because that's the thing about this game, is this game mostly reuses other music from other Dragon Quest games. And there's only some new ones I can think of that are different. But yeah, I mostly prefer they just mute the game silent and add their own custom music if they feel like it or whatever. Alright, here we are. So, there they are, the two golem knights. I mean, the two golems. Golden golems. Oh yeah, another thing. The way how it performs is that Sylvando and Hendrik has to perform Executioner together. But the only way for that to work is that Hendrik has to be pepped up. Yes, Hendrik himself has to be pepped up in order to perform it. So, but Sylvando and Hendrik must be active with no status elements bugging them. That's why I gave the 4 pep pips. So if that one of the golems is about to die, I can perform Executioner, so I can one-shot them. I mean, I can kill them. You get the point. But hold on, let me check the character builder, see if Sylvando has the thing ready. Yeah, because like I said, Sylvando has to have, I think Metal Slash is what it's called. So that way Executioner can be ready. Because if you don't have Metal Slash and Hatchet Mat on Hendrik, then the Executioner pep attack will not be there. So please add that first before you get started on this trial. And to also make sure you have the pep pips ready. Alright. Oh, and I see that Hendrik's already pepped up from the last fight I've done on the side quest for Hendrik. Anyway, let's get started. They seem to be asking if you're here for the trial. They seem to be saying they are the trial. They seem to be saying that they only can be beaten by using Executioner. They look ready to fight to the bitter end. They seem to be asking if you're ready. Yes. They seem to be telling you to get ready. They seem grimly determined to grind you into dust. Twiddle Doom and Twiddle Death.
Let's keep at it.
Fucking stupid ass names. I like funny pun names. I tell you, if Miss Fortune from Skullgirls will be playing this, she will love it for the puns. Check. Alright. So, Kendrick is pepped up and we can do the Executioner together. But what I like to do first is get everyone buffed up and to get ready. Alright, so I'm gonna be silent right now so I can focus.
Unfold!
Perhaps this will help.
Ha! Ha! Oh, darling! Hi-ya!
Yeah, so let the 2 girls in Sylvando buff themselves ready. And the reason I put Snap, Crackle, and Poof on Sylvando and Hendrik is because they'll do that Earthquake attack and they'll become, they fall down and trip, causing them to be staggered for a while. Like you see Serena, for example. So that's why I have these two protected from anything necessary. Alright, and those boys are pepped up. But like I said before, Hendrik has to be the one to do the job, with Sylvando in hand. Alright, let's see if it connects. There you go. I guess use blunt. Yeah, see, they'll do that attack, but have Sylvando and Hendrik protected from that element, so they won't lose their turn. Okay. So I'm gonna pep Hendrik.
Ha!
Because, like I said, I can't attack with anyone else but using Executioner. Because what happens if you kill them without using the Executioner, you basically fail the test and you have to try again. So it's best to weaken them first and then have those pep pips ready for Hendrik, and then, yeah, case in point. So I'm gonna weaken him a little bit.
Divine restitution!
Oh, that's a nasty one. Alright. Oops. Alright, Executioner, go. Let's see if it connects. It does miss, so it will not hit all the time. But luckily, they're both executed. And the trial is done. Phew. So yeah, the reason I brought Veronica and Serena for in this is because Serena for the healing and Snap Crackle improve, Veronica for Kasap and Blunt. So that way they won't do too much damage and their defenses are cut. So yeah, basically have Sylvando use Umfo on Hendrik and use Kabuff on all of them so they won't get destroyed. Veronica with the Kasapping, sapping their defenses, and Serena with the Snack Crackle Poof and the healing. And to make sure that you guys have the pep pips ready to give it to Hendrik when the enemies are weakened and perform the Executioner together. Just like I showed you. And with the trial done, let's see what happens.
Not bad, Mr. Hero of Heliodor. My papi taught you well.
I do not need your approval, minstrel. But you did not do so badly yourself. Your father was clearly a constructive influence on us both.
Speaking of papi, where is this amazing weapon he said we'd get for winning, huh?
Don Rodrigo.
So, you completed the trial, eh? Caramba! I was convinced you weaklings would disappoint me.
Don't come the haughty knight with us, mister. You're the one who lied about us getting some special weapon for taking your stupid trial.
It was no lie. You have the weapon. The greatest weapon of all.
Oh, and what is that supposed to mean, huh? Stop speaking in riddles and hand over the goods, will you?
Don Rodrigo, this weapon, it is not fashioned from steel or bronze, am I correct?
Muy bien, Hendrik. Your reward for completing the trial was the experience of collaboración, to work together with one's brothers in chivalry. is a knight's greatest weapon. Trust in your fellow knight. Put your faith in him, as he does in you. Do so, and hidden strengths will reveal themselves. Together, we are more than the sum of our parts. United, we can stand against any foe, overcome any obstacle.
What the?
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip it. My fault.
Mate,
Because I was putting on the headsets on. Anyway, Savannah can learn chivalry skills. Hendrik can now learn fraternity skills. Is how you pronounce it? Sorry, because my pronunciation is bad.
You have taken the first steps on the path of the knight. But you have far to go. Perhaps if you lean on one another enough, one day you will make it all the way.
Hey, you can't just say that and leave. You have to join us.
Join you? But I cannot.
Weren't you the one just giving the speech about knights needing to stick together? 3 knights are better than 2, no?
He got you there.
And I also seem to remember you saying something about doing everything you could to help us erase the Dark Star from the sky. A knight's word is his bond.
join us, Don Rodrigo. With your mastery to guide us, we shall surely be unstoppable.
Oh, very well. I will not join you on your quest, but call for my aid and I will be there. Just do not call too often.
Savannah and Hendrik can now use the Who's the Daddy pep power. Yay! Yeah, so our reward is the power of teamwork. Knowing that we can overcome any obstacle as one. Sorry, I was eating something, and sorry if I skipped the dialogue because I was putting on my headset on because I was eating something. Anyway.
Fabulous!
That trial I did with Hendrik really did teach me all sorts of new things about myself. It goes to show there's always something new to learn. Now I feel like I could take on anyone with one hand tied behind my back. Not for the first time, I am grateful to my puppy. He isn't always the easiest man, but he's always worth listening to. Like father, like son, eh?
Yes.
This is the powerful weapon which Don Rodrigo spoke provided to be working together. As long as we trust each other, we will be more than the sum of our parts. That is the only way to erase the Dark Star from the sky. Once again, Don Rodrigo has proven that his wisdom is beyond compare. If we can make use of the powers he has taught us, nothing can stand in our way. Hey, I'm not going to question the guys who come up with these trials, but making those things out of gold seems kind of a waste. I mean, you could melt them down, sell the gold, and make a killing. God damn it, Eric! You and your money. Or whatever. You are a thief, though.
Oh, that's
well,
grand.
laddie, there you have it. The mightiest weapon in the world isn't a sword or a spear. It's teamwork. There are things we can do as a group that we can never do alone. If we can team up, work together, nothing can stand in our way. Not even the horrible Dark Star. Savannah and Hendrik made quite a pair. It was amazing to see them perfectly in sync. Well, I suppose they did train together all those years ago. Now, I don't know about you, Rex, but I'm not going to let them have all the fun. Let's team up and learn all the new tricks we can. Don Rodrigo's quite something, isn't he? He managed to sneak in here without any of us spotting him. Nothing gets past Hendrik usually. And now he's promised to give us his aid? There'll be no stopping us. Let's make sure we'll make the most of his generous offer.
I've been thinking.
That trial was far from easy. Those golden giants hit hard, and having to finish them off with the executioner was a lot to ask.
Yes!
Still, we got there in the end, and Hendrik and Silvano both learned new skills. Don Rodrigo really does know what he's doing. Yes. Now, there's something interesting. Hold on. Sorry, I was eating something. Okay. In the original version, this is where it ends. And you just get us that pet power. But in the S version, you get the pet power, but if you remember what Don Cervantes says, he has a special gift for you. So if you go back to Puerto Valor and head back to the villa and talk to Cervantes, he'll give you a gift. And I think is one of my most favorite gifts because it gives Silvando one of my favorite costumes in the game that is only in this version because you can't get it in the original version, like I said before. So let's go back to Don's home and talk to Cervantes. No, you're not gonna lie, his name is kind of like the same name from Soul Calibur, Cervantes. You know what I'm talking about, right? That one character from Soul Calibur who is a pure evil pirate. And it sounds like forget what I said. Anyway, we talk to him. Ah, you are Senor Norberto's amigo, see? If you're looking for Don Rodrigo, he's out there in the trading oversea maneuvers. Senor Norberto, you return to Puerto Valor once all your adventures are... Oh! Okay, I think I made a little error. This game is smart not to make duplicates when I start a new file plus. Basically, if this is your first time doing this, and you talk to Cervantes that you finished the trial, he'll give you a costume, a new armor for Silvando. And it's right here. It's called the Coraza de Caballero. Basically, in Spanish, it's called the Heart of a Cowboy, or a Heart of a Knight, or something like that. I don't know Spanish. My mom does. So it's basically an agility increasing outfit once worn by a knight known for his godlike skills with the sword. So basically, it gives his major buff in HP. And when he wears it, he turns to a muy caliente, sexy cowboy knight. Yes, look at him. He's so gorgeous. Oh my god. I could just stare at him with his sexy cowboy outfit. Muy caliente. Hi, papi. Sorry. Yeah, but this is the outfit you get for Silvando. And interesting that, also another interesting that, when you do get it from him, he said that Don Rodrigo wore this on his wedding day when he was marrying Gilberta. So yeah, that's actually a cute little detail. Don Rodrigo himself wore this outfit on his wedding day to marry his loving wife Gilberta. Aww. I mean, his loving, you get the point. But yeah, this is my favorite outfit, and it's called the Dawn. Look at this sexy ass motherfucker. I love Silvano so much. He is the reason why he's one of my favorite characters in the Dragon Quest series. And not because he's so sexy, it's because he is a fucking sweetheart. He is optimistic, cheerful, brave, courageous, so flamboyant, and so sweet, and cunning, and kind, and everything to boot. That's what I love about this character. And he isn't afraid to show his true colors. He is always there to help people in need. And he's voiced by one of my favorite voice actors in gaming history, Shy Madison. Yeah, so, hi Shy, if you're watching this, it's me, Bianca. Fun fact, that cutscene, that side quest I just did, John Hopkins, the voice of Hendrik, and Shai Madison, the voice of Salvando, did this part on a part of the In the Game for Ukraine event, where those two boys acted out as they did on the trial. You know, reenact the scene from that part that I just did. So yeah, it's actually really cool. So that's why I want to do this part, is pay homage to what they did. I think was a year ago they did that event for Ukraine. Basically, yeah. There was a Twitter post from Shai Medicine saying that he holds a special event for In the Game for Ukraine while acting his Salvando voice. That he has a special friend that's going to come and, you know, help him out for this event. And of course, the special surprise was John Hopkins, the voice of Hendrik. And the two, along with the person, were reenacting the scene from some of the parts of the game. Like the part where Salvando confesses that he's going to see his dad for help. And the part I just did here where they're about to do the test. It's one of my favorite cutscenes in the game, because, you know, it shows the bonds between Salvando and Hendrik, not just because they're knights, they're also good friends and loyal comrades in arms. And also, I know Shai Madison well. It's because I did comment to him and say hello to him, and he knows me pretty well because I'm his biggest fan, because I love Salvando. I'm Salvando's biggest fan, so hi if you're watching this. Anyway, that's all I got to show to you, and I should probably stop for now because my head's about to clock out. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and thank you for being there for me. To let you know, I'm doing fine. I'm okay. I'm just going through a lot of stuff, but I am doing fine. Everything's okay. I'm just thankful and glad you guys are with me, supporting me always, and I really appreciate it. So don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully I'll be back for more stuff randomly, whatever I do. You know, just being me, as long as I have enough time. Anyway, I'm Bianca Armstrong. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and like I said before, you have the power to make a difference. Take care, and God bless your souls. Stay fabulous, darlings. Bye!